are 10 steps of crime preventions, right? So crime prevention, we're looking at I'm going to start. Many crimes or drug abuse can either be stopped or made a considerable more difficult by taking a good preservative measures, right? And also, I'm going to mention 10 points wherein this can also help to combat the principle of crime preventions. Number one is targeting harder, right? So targeting harder, it means making the target, like for example, a Kush, more resistant to get or difficult or for people to not to have access to the locations, right? Drugs or monitoring this area. This simply means that the target, how are they going to target these areas to make it very difficult for people to have access to this substance? So that is number one. We are in, whether it's police, whether it's CID, whether it's medical teams, Then point number two, we're talking about target removal. What is target removal, right? Drugs meeting areas where people go to take drugs and make sure that this substance is there and potentials drugs dealer or what. So it's like to reduce this one, to target all of these areas, to minimize it, right? Then also remove the number three says remove the means to commit the crime. Committing a crime is that when someone go and take a drugs, right? So he has already committed a crime. So to remove this threat, how are they going to remove this one? It's by making sure that this material or substance is not being used, or these people not be vulnerable to this substance, right? So monitoring this substance. Then point number four, we're talking about payoff. Reducing the payoff, but reducing payoff is not applicable here, because reducing payoff, it simply means like when you have a business center, when people are coming to buy, so this money you have to keep them in safe. So that was reducing the payoff mean, but it's not applicable in this context of drugs, right? So we're talking about point number five. Point number five say access control. What is access control in drugs, right? So access control is by monitoring all these communities, all areas where drugs is being supplied and all, just to like minimize it, just to minimize it. So there should be a restriction how people are living in this community or certain communities that is people are vulnerable to this deadly drugs, so how they can monitor this one. Then also you're talking about visibility. That is point number 6, visibility and surveillance, right? So visibility and surveillance, it means by the authorities should make sure that this offender or the victims will not be visible if they carry out the drugs or technology tested machine deployed, or police also or security staffs are being employed. Also they have a detectors, right? How they can help the young generations, right? Then also point number 7 talk about environmental design, right? So environmental design means also like certain areas which people are going, like it's a hideout, they need to expose some of these areas. So at least if there is a lot of people there, people will not be like all the time, they will be shy to indulge into these kinds of activities, right? Then point number 8 in the principle of crime prevention, the rule setting. What is rule setting? The rule settings are something like a laws, the introduction of the legislation. Legislation means laws or bylaws, right? Like if somebody indulge in this conduct or this act, right? They set out and what acceptable behavior you should have, right? So what are the behaviors in this community? Then point number 9 is talk about increasing the chance of being caught. So like government or police, they need to increase the chance of being caught, right? That by putting mechanism in place, like anything that to slow down the supply, the chain supplies of these deadly drugs or drugs addicts, and the risks of being caught. And also they have to put a preventive measure. The methods are effective if the offender or the victim being in risk or caught. Then also we're talking about point number 10, which is mostly important for these drugs addicts or drugs abuse, right? We call it deflating offender or deflating offender or drugs addict. This is the final principle of a crime prevention or drugs, diverting the offender or the potential victim from committing a crime. This involves agency working with the young people vulnerable to influence the standard, right? Then also, this involves the agency and also thinking and the attitude of the people. The aim of this one is to prevent crimes and drugs abuse, and also to create educational programs, how people should be educated about these things, the defects. There are also drugs addiction teams, right? People who are there understand about drugs, how to combat these people that have been victims, how to combat these issues, right? Then also youth growth and organization. Youth also need to sensitize their fellow brothers, help each other, right? Then point number 4, also providing trainings. Training needs to be provided either in radios or TVs or other areas, how people can talk to the peoples, right? Like organizations, right? Organizations also need to come out to help the people, because this is not only a problem about the government, it's a problem about the whole citizen, it's about our generations, right? So also the most important thing also, we're talking about the four steps, which are the preventives. How government is going to prevent, how we the citizens are going to prevent this situation. Then also we're talking about the preparedness. If this situation happen, how are we prepared to combat these threats of security? Then we're talking about awareness. What are the awareness that government or we are giving, or organization are explaining to people? So people are aware about the defects, about the cons and pros of these things. Then also the response in case of these things occur. Who are the emergency system? Who are the emergency team that is going to help people to relocate people, their mind, to help people solve this problem? Because this is a really a problem. So as I'm going to highlight also, it's really sad. It's really sad, So at least the strong people need to help the weaker one. It's not about arresting people who are addicted to these drugs. It's about finding a mental cure for them. Looking for solutions. Solution is what we should be looking at also. Then after, the law will take into full effect, because first of all we need to the awareness stage. Okay, thank you very much. I stop here. Thank you all for listening to my video.